We have a brand new Premier League milestone objective for quite a nice card, but there are some problems. Some people don't really like the objectives, but I'm going to be showing you in this video how to actually complete them as quickly as possible. So just before we get into it, if you are new here, make sure that you do subscribe. I'm going to have lots more videos just like this one. Whenever an objective does come out, I'm going to be making a video how to complete it as soon as possible so that we can be most efficient with our time. So you definitely don't want to miss them. So going straight into the video now, like I was mentioning, the card does actually look quite good. I've already seen some comparisons like we always do with new cards, some to Hazard, to some icons, stuff like that. Does look like a decent card, has 4-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves, has decent stats overall, and definitely not a bad card to complete. So just before we get into it, frequently asked questions, will this objective go away? The answer to that is no. It's going to be here for the whole of FIFA. It is designed so that you complete it kind of like slowly, and eventually towards the end of FIFA you are going to complete it automatically even if you didn't mean to. That is kind of the goal of what EA Sports are trying to do with it. That's why it is called milestones. And it does also mention at the top again of the objective, just like we did have with the Politano, that there is going to be an upgrade is going to be possible. So we are going to see how that is going to work. EA Sports haven't said anything about it. They just say at the top, hold on to the group reward for an additional upgrade opportunity. So this could be putting him in an SBC or something like that. We are not really too sure. So looking at now how the best way to actually do it is going to be, so the objective does ask you to score a goal with each club in the Premier League and win the division rival game, and you need to do this 2 times with each team. So I have found from looking at it from past experience as well, from the Politano one, it is similar to the Politano one, except this time you do actually have to win the games, which makes it a lot more difficult. And this time it is only 2, but it is a lot harder. Of course, you do need to win them. And these teams, of course, some of these aren't really going to be that difficult, but towards the end, these last 3, you don't actually have to win the games with Norwich, Sheffield and Aston Villa. So it's not really going to be, of course, that's what EA Sports are trying to do to make it a bit more easier. But the best way to do this is actually to build a full Premier League team, everyone from different teams, and go into division rival games, and basically you have to keep grinding through. So this would be the first 11 players you would go in with, and then once you've completed all of these, you would switch out to the rest of the other teams that you haven't done yet. And pretty much you need to go into the division rival games with this team. You need to score with as many different players as possible, and at the end at least you do need to actually win the game for it to qualify at all. So make sure that you do win the game, and then from then when you've got the win secured, you kind of have to go and try and get these kind of like goals from each player. In the ideal scenario, you can actually get goals with everyone apart from the goalkeeper, so score 10 goals in 2 games, and that will actually have the first half of all of these objectives completed. But that is very hard, and you might come up against some opponents. We were talking about it before with the Politano one. If you name your squad something like EPL objective or something like that, maybe you'll match up against someone who's trying to do it as well, and you can let each other score goals. You're gonna have to see how it's going to work, but you can actually use, of course, multiple teams at once. It doesn't have to be just Manchester City at once. Win the game with a Manchester City player, and then next one you can complete them all at multiple times, which is the main thing that you do need to do. And like I did mention, once you get one of these completed, then you do need to switch him out. So for example, Jesus or Vardy, you're most likely going to complete these guys first, so then you can switch them out for a different player that you haven't used, of course, from a different club that you haven't used. And this is going to be the most efficient way to do it. It was like this in the Politano one as well. It is going to take some time, and like I did mention, he does look like a decent card, but there are a lot of people upset that it is in division rivals, because division rivals should be a competitive mode, and a lot of people are dropping down. It will most likely be best to drop down in divisions if you can, and if you're not really interested in getting good rewards or competitive in rivals or anything like that, because if you're planning to get back up, it's actually going to be surprisingly difficult. So if you do want to stay in a high division, I definitely wouldn't recommend dropping down even for maybe just one of this objective. It will be worth it if you drop down, stay down for every single objective that is released. I hope you guys did find this video helpful. Let me know down in the comments below if you are going to be doing these objectives, and maybe if you've already done it, how long it did take you. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.